Today I am reviewing the Miele wtf130wpm washer dryer for AO.com. Firstly, let me say this is a very heavy machine weighing 94 kilos, which is around 14.5 stone. This is due to it having a cast iron frame and not a concrete block like most machines. Miele state that concrete can crack over time, which limits the life of a machine. They have also supplied this machine with a braided metal inlet pipe, which helps to protect against bursts. The machine has a 7 kg washing capacity and a 4 kg drying capacity, and comes with 3 caps of Miele detergent or softener, which is the Sport, the Wool Care and the Fabric Conditioner. These are used in the detergent drawer in this little flap section here. The cap just slots in there. If you're not using the caps, that's where we'd normally put your fabric softener. Then you've got your pre-wash section and your main wash section if you're using powdered detergents. This machine has a max spin speed of 1600 RPM. However, this is only when washing only. If you're doing a continuous washing and drying sequence, the max spin speed according to the manual is only 1200 RPM. It is also advised not to use plastic detergent dispenser bowls if you're using a continuous wash and drying cycle, as these may melt and damage the machine, which I find quite worrying considering I use liquid washing detergent. There's a wide range of programs available to be used on this machine. There's even one for trainers, which I find quite odd, and lots of different options for dealing with a range of stains or reducing creases. I will show you these now as I turn the machine on. So it comes up with a little welcome message, and as you see, a light on the inside the drum comes on, which is really good, enabling you to see clearly inside the machine, so when you have done your washing you don't leave the stray socks behind. Starting off with the guide here, we've got cottons, minimum iron, delicates, woolens, shirts, automatic, warm air, steam care, freshen up, express, quick power wash, and further programs. As you change between them, you will see that the max loads is displayed for each wash. However, I'm sure I can't be the only person that weighs me clothes before I put them in the washing machine. So, although it's probably useful, it's not that useful unless the machine actually tells you how much your clothes weighed when you put them in. If we go to cottons, we select the max load there. You can see how long it's going to take in the current temperature selection. You can change the temperature by pressing the temperature button and pressing the up and down to change it between what you want, and press OK to select the temperature. You can now see it's at 40. The default spin speed for the cotton section is 1600 spin. If you want a lower spin speed, you press the spin, and you can just change it down if you want a gentler spin there. Again, press OK to confirm. If you want to change it from a washing cycle to a drying cycle, press drying and it'll come up there washing and drying, or you can press the washing and have it just drying. When you've got drying selected, there's this drying level button, and we've got normal plus and extra dry. I've only used the drying setting once, which was a normal dry, and the clothes did come out very dry anyway, which I was quite impressed with, because normally on my condenser washer dryer I have it set to extra dry and they can still be a little damp. Turn that back off. I see you've got many different menus here. You've got Program Manager, so if you want a short wash, an allergy wash which puts extra rinses in it, extra quiet, extra gentle, an eco wash, or an intensive wash. You've got steam smoothing, so again it reduces the size of the load that you can use, but this injects steam at the end of the cycle to reduce creases in the clothes, so it reduces the amount of ironing needed, which is quite a nice setting. Then you've got the stains button, which is for dealing with a range of stains. You've got universal, fat stains, chocolate, red wine, grass, makeup, sweat. And then you've got further options, so water plus, where you can increase the amount of water that you use, the soak, a pre-wash, and back to water plus again. Under further programs, you've got an option for denim, maintenance wash, which it recommends you do every so often. It will flag up to say when it needs a maintenance wash, which helps clean the machine. A rinse out fluff, which it says to do after you've used the drying selection to clear out any fluff that may be in the machine. Cool air, separate rinse and starch, a drain and spin if you should have stopped the machine midway through a cycle and it's full of water. Cotton's hygiene, which is to make sure like an extra clean wash for your clothes. Pillows, curtains, down-filled items such as duvets, silks, trainers, sportswear. Waterproofing, if you've got garments which are waterproof, you can actually use this machine to re-waterproof them. There is one of the Miele caps which is for waterproofing. It does say when you do use this that it recommends that you use the drying setting afterwards to secure it in place. You've got outerwear, dark garments and back to denim again. Another feature of this machine is it automatically weighs your washing when you put it in, and it will use less water and therefore less energy if you haven't got a full wash. If you are using less than a half load, it will use the Power Wash 2.0, which further still reduces the amount of water used. It does this by, as you can see here, injecting the water back into the washing whilst it's rotating in the drum to make sure that clothes get a thorough drenching and therefore doesn't need to use as much water for the clothes to lie in. One of the downsides I find is that the light inside the drum only comes on when you open the drum. It would be nice if you could switch it on automatically, like manually, so you could see what was happening in the wash. The other downside, as it says, they can't use plastic detergent dispenser balls if you are doing wash and drying. It means it's really difficult to use liquid detergents with this machine. The best option would be if you could afford the machine with the twin DOS, go for that, because you don't have to worry about that then. And I know with the twin DOS machine you can get containers where you can put your own detergents in there. I have to mention that the noise of this machine, or rather the lack thereof, I have read several reviews where people say that they need to check that the machine's actually running, and I've always took this with a pinch of salt, but this is actually true. It is so quiet, the only time you hear it is when you hear the clothes rotating around inside and banging off the glass inside, or when it fills with water. And the only other time you hear it is when it gets to the final spin, when it ramps up to 1600 RPM. And even then it's still quiet. And as it says, it's a very heavy machine which reduces the amount of wobble and therefore noise that it creates when it is on a fast spin.